Today we're going to talk about something new and something exciting that will help some of us who like to run 50, 100, 200 mods, scripted mods, some graphics, and who actually want to do that without crashing to desktop. Tell you what is happening right now. We're going to take a look at Crash Fixes by meh321. And what just happened in version 9 and version 10. But first, a little quick history as to where all this came from to better understand what we have here. In the beginning, we had a genius by the name of Cherish who gave us a patch, and this patch gave us more memory for the games to run, more space. Now he had only a little requirement, in that for this to work, we were to give him our firstborn. I kid you not, that was actually required. If you look at the EMB page over here, it says right here, this patch will require your firstborn and a pint of your blood. There you go. So I'm not making that up. But since it did work, a lot of us went ahead and did it. So a lot of us are missing our firstborn, which is a shame because what I'm going to show you now does not require that. But that was then and this is now. It was still awesome and it helped many of us. It was game changing. We're actually able to play for more than 20 minutes without having a CTD. Excellent development. Now, after a little while, the skse team decided to add that to skse in the ini file, and that simplified life. Skse, this is their page where we download the software, and for something that is so amazingly useful, I'm amazed that it's a plain text page, but it's functional, and I mean, bless them. This is like it's awesome what they do for us. Makes life a lot easier. And with them, all we have to do is in the ini file add a couple of lines, and then we get the same benefit as the first fix, which is right here, and a couple of more enhancements like clear invalid registrations equal to 1, which helped with scripts that are in memory and are pretty much just in limbo in this and no longer needed. I'm usually from mods that we remove, even though we're not supposed to remove mods mid-game, but we still do it, don't we? Yes, we do. And then we complain that everything blows up like this. But anyhow, so that helped us for a while. EMB Boost, another great program that helped with graphics, allows us to load more high-res graphics into memory. But okay, so now we got something 100% as game changing as that was, and that is Crash Fixes by meh321, and actually also by Cherish. He's a part of this too, because without him, the solution that was made by meh321 will be very hard to implement. You have to recompile a DLL and get the C++ software to do so, and not for the faint of heart. But thanks to Cherish, we don't have to do that. So he's still involved. That's why both names are on the loader. But anyway, the way this works, first you go to Files over in the Crash Fixes page, and it's up to version 9. When this got interesting was in version 10. Sorry, when this got interesting was in version 9, because he added the ability for the game to use Windows as the memory manager and not Skyrim, and that did away with the blocks need, which allows the game to access more memory and be even more stable. So no need anymore for the skse fix. You can leave it, it doesn't matter, it won't be used. And that's another nice feature. If you try this, something goes wrong, you can remove it and you're back to where you were without having to reinstall the skse fix or anything else. This simply overwrites it. Now, if you look at this, the skse plugin preloader was just made on 5/21/2016. It was headed straight for hat files, 255 endorsements, but meh321 did not want to be in hat files. He didn't want a bunch of people asking 1,000 questions and not knowing what they were doing, and basically making life hard. So he asked not to be in the hat files, but he deserves to be there, and he will have zoomed right in because he has 255. He will be in the upper level already, or number 1, number 2 spot. Stay there for the entire week. Anyway, let's see how we install this awesome crash fixer, and then I'll tell you what more it does. To install the program, is best way to do it is manually. Crash fixes. The first thing is download the software, manual mode. Open it. And you will find an skse folder, plugins, and here it is. You need all three files, including the text one, the txt file. The txt file is crucial. If you don't put it there where it belongs, then the preloader cannot preload the DLL, and there is no fix. So very important. Now you can either extract them to a folder somewhere and then copy them to the skse folder, or just extract it right to it, which is what I'm going to do. And that would be, for most people, the path is something like C program files x86, because it's a 32-bit game, unfortunately. Steam apps, Common, Skyrim, data, and then we go down to skse, plugins, and there's what we extracted. Right there. And I'm going to say no right now because I already have it. And that's it for that part. Now, very important, if you want the benefit of the new memory manager, you have to change the line in crashfixes.ini. And I'll show you what line you have to change. Okay, let's go to data, and then let's go over to skse, plugins, crash fix plugin.ini, and the one we want is towards the top. Use OS, that's operating system, allocators equal to 0 is default. Okay, you want to make it 1, and that would basically mean that you don't have to use safetyload, and you don't have to use the skse or SSME memory patch. But again, if you want to leave them, it doesn't hurt anything, but they're no longer needed with this, and there's some improvements. It will go beyond what the other memory adjustment does. Remove that limit, because now Windows is managing the memory, and in theory it should be faster. It is faster, Not so much loading screens, but I noticed when moving around, it's a lot smoother. I don't have the micro stutter that I used to have, even though I play with 3 screens. Now, something we haven't mentioned, if you're not familiar with the Crash Fixes mod, is that it fixes a lot of other issues too. Very specific CTDs that many people get are addressed in this fix. So now it has a better memory manager, which is by itself worth using it, if nothing else. But beyond that, if you scroll down the ini file, all those are fixes. It fixes different things that the author found happens to people, common problems that can be fixed with some tweaking, which he has done, and he's still developing. But it goes on and on, so it's like wow, excellent. Now once you do that, save your changes, and you're done with part 1. Now part 2, you need the plugin preloader, because the skse DLL is not his to edit. So the way he does it is by using this preloader that he had help with from Cherish. And the installation is a little different. It's similar to installing an EMB. Same basic concept. Uses a D3DX9 wrapper, version 3 so far. Again, you download that manually, and you can save it to your desktop, save it to a folder, and copy it, or you can just highlight them and extract them to where they need to go. And where do they need to go? They don't go in the plugins folder or skse or data folder, so don't make that mistake. Okay, they go in the main Skyrim folder. That's where it goes. And there we go. Now we have the wrapper. And if you forget where it goes, open the readme file. It will tell you right there. Skyrim's redirected to the same place where tsv.exe is, which is the exe that starts Skyrim. Okay. Now once you have done that, you're set to go. From that point on, is play the game and enjoy the game. Skyrim is fantastic, but it's a 32-bit app. A 32-bit app that was designed that was designed with the PlayStation and the Xbox in mind, not the PC. Now, Fallout 4, which just came out, is a 64-bit app because the consoles are now 64-bit. Thank goodness. If they were still 32-bit, we would be 32-bit. They first catered to the consoles and then us, unfortunately. But as long as we have modders like meh321, like Cherish, like the other thousands of people who are making mods for Skyrim, we will get by. And to give it a try, awesome software. You can play with more mods, with more graphics, more than with the previous patch. Now keep in mind though that if you have not optimized your game, if your idea of setting it up is to load 200 mods, testing none of them, download a bunch of graphics, and then just hit run, you're gonna crash and burn, like that. You're gonna crash just like that. Okay, so don't do it. Before you actually use this type of fix, you want to have your game optimized. You got a couple. We got more than a couple of choices, but it's a couple of good choices. There's Step, the Skyrim Total Enhancement Project. It's a good team, and they have a Nexus page, and they also have a more up-to-date forum where you can go at forum.step-project.com, and they will tell you how to optimize Skyrim to the max. What works best, what doesn't work best. Excellent guide. If you want a more streamlined guide, If you just want a simpler guide to work with, we have one at the Sands of Time webpage, which is at sotrealms.engine.com, and the page is /optimization. And it's right here. I'll put a link at the bottom of this video, and it's very well organized. Tells you step by step what to do from beginning to end to have a optimized game that can handle more NPCs, more battles, more graphics, basically more without crashing. It's been tried and true. We have developed this for years. You can use that or use the step guide. Warzones has their own guide. So there's just different choices. But do that first, and then use the memory manager, because it is not a silver bullet, magic bullet. It's not going to make a unstable game that is unstable because of crazy mod selection, or conflicts caused by the same. It's not going to fix that. Okay, it doesn't fix a unoptimized game. But if you have optimized it, this is the last thing you need to have the best possible game for the best possible experience in Skyrim. Anyway, enjoy it. Take care, and thank you for watching.